Hello everyone, welcome back to Minecraft. Continuing where we left off, been working quite a bit on some interiors, and for the most part, I think I'm doing a pretty decent job, trying to make this look kind of original as opposed to, or the inside of a ship as opposed to, a, kind of a, quote unquote, a temple or something. So things have been moving along quite well. Not as fast as I would really kind of like because there's a lot of experimentation involved. Laying down, certain blocks, stepping back, taking a look at it. There's been a couple of times that I've had to remove some blocks, like back over here. I redid all of this because I thought that the original blocks that I had in there, which I don't have in my hotbar right now, looked a little bit too clean to be for a kind of an old, rusty, battle hardened bird of prey. So, changing out a couple of blocks, experimenting with some, trying to close off, a bunch of stuff. Been working down here into this area right here where the um, holding bay is at. So I've already got this little containment area right here all done. And this may be big enough. I'm trying to go back, think back to my measure. Actually, I think it needs to be a little bit longer if it was going to fit those humpback whales, Captain. Debbie Well is here, back in here. But I need to kind of go back and remeasure all of this because back here is supposed to also be the gangway that opens up to allow people to enter and exit the ship if it's landed. So I got to kind of, so I don't think I quite have the distance right on that because I think when I measured this out to the back, I forgot that I was going to have, this area here entering into the engineering section. So, but, well, it happens. So, best laid plan, so to say. But but yeah, that's not what we're going to be working on a lot today. I mean, I'll be doing a little bit of work, with the, you know, with the, um, with the interior design, and we'll do a quick little tour of showing you what I've done, as far as the rooms upstairs are concerned. But we are going to be focusing a lot more on the redstone today. For the most part, as I mentioned, the outside of the ship is done. There's a couple little details that I still need to kind of add, but I'm not in too much of a hurry. Oh, there's the button. Okay. Not too much of a hurry of trying to get those taken care of, but but we're focusing mostly on the interior, but I'd like to try to get the engineering section done along with a lot of the redstones. Just a kind of quick review. You do know that we have the redstone set up now to where when you go back this way into here, you know, these blocks here will appear and disappear based on your proximity to them. So it's the closest that we can get to the sliding doors. If I'm standing there, they disappear and they stay disappeared until I walk past a certain distance, then they close back up. And all of that is done to run, Daniel, run. Back here into what is the engineering section where we're going to be hiding in a lot of the redstone, and that's these two right here. And I know I talked about how back over here I'm going to try to build a replica of where the Klingon crystal, the reaction chamber where the Klingon crystals are at. And that's going to have a switch with redstone that's going to be, powering these and powering other stuff. So it could be kind of your way of turning off the power to the whole ship if you want. But let's take a look at here. I've already gotten, this is one of the crew quarters, or the crew quarters right here. These are supposed to be bunk beds. I might toy around with them to see if I can get a much better look. I could use the typical, Minecraft bed here, but I trying to remember what episode was it where, let's just get rid of that for right now. I'm trying to remember what episode was it where somebody made the comment to where the beds were just too soft for Klingons. I mean, they actually slept on hard beds, so that maybe that would look more for Federation, but not necessarily for the Klingon. So, but we got, one sleeps up there, one sleeps down there. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 crew. You have the captain, that's 9. You have the second in charge, it's 10. So that saves room for 2 more. So I don't know if I want to make another one of these rooms more bed bunk quarters or not. So, whether if it'd be, I might make this one kind of maybe a smaller, such as, you have cadets or, regular foot soldiers. Maybe here we'd probably put in 2 more sets of beds, or maybe 4 sets of beds, and these would be kind of more for the senior officers. They're higher than them, but not as high as the captain and the commander, which of course, live, or of course have these two common. Oh, that's right. I put down. Wait, I thought I did. Okay. Oh, that's right. I did right here because of the. There we go. So I might do that. Oops. So I might do that in here, but over here we're going to make this, and I'm going to definitely mod this out. Actually, I might have to probably shrink that down and split this into 2 rooms for the brig. So, but that's what the interior looks like. But once again, that's not what we're going to be working on. We are going to be working on more of the redstone, and what we're going to be working on today is another part that really helps distinguish this ship. When everybody sees the ship, there's a couple of things that they recognize about it. One are the wings, especially when they fold up. And in earlier episodes, I mentioned about why I don't believe I'll be able to replicate that. But the other thing is the forward-facing photon torpedo launcher. Yes, sir. We're going to be working on that. And I kind of mentioned that in earlier episodes about what we're going to be doing. And that's what I'm going to be trying to work on today to get that all figured out. Actually, let's go ahead and go outside. I was planning on to where there's going to be a wireless redstone signal. A wireless redstone signal that's going to be up in the bridge area here, to where you can press it and that will somehow trigger this forward-facing torpedo launcher to launch a gas tier or something out. So what we're going to do is I'm going to build a obsidian target area right here in front of it, and we're going to work on all of that, try to figure out the redstone. I'm going to go ahead and hop onto this other side real quick and kind of experiment with the mechanics of it. So let me go and do that, and I'll cut right back in once I get it all figured out what we're going to do. All right, everybody, and I think I got it. It's been several hours later, actually. Not all at once. I haven't been playing for full hours straight, but on and off for the next few hours, I kind of figured out how to go ahead and do this. So I got this set up over here. We'll take a look at what I've been doing over there a little bit later. But this is the wireless signal, and it's actually pretty much straightforward as far as what we're wanting to do. We got a block here with a button on it. There's no redstone around it. I can go like that just to kind of, prove the point just a little bit more. There's no redstone around it, but we got a block over here. This right here is a command block, and excuse me, just like with the other blocks for the doors, it's set to repeat, and it's always active. And right here we have a command where what it's doing, it's testing for a block at the coordinates of, whoops, I probably shouldn't have removed that, of the coordinates right here where the button. Now the button is actually using up this block right here, this little green block right there. So I get those coordinates and I plug it into there, and I tell it I want a wooden button, and then I put this number on there, and that number, value of 3, expected 11. Okay, let's try that. I'm trying to figure out exactly how those numbers going to be, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now. I'm not a redstone master, so there's probably plenty of other tutorials on. Oh, nope, that's not what I wanted. A lot of other tutorials online that would be far better than what I'm showing you, but you'll get the point. So this is constantly checking this area here to test whether if that block changes into where I press it. checks that. And this redstone block gives a small enough power through this comparator, which this repeater amplifies. And for right now, we just got this block. So if I push this button, okay, see, that's that problem I was talking about. It saw data value of, or it's getting a data value of 3, but it's expecting 4. Well, that's doing the exact opposite. So what if we do 2? Nope. What did I have on earlier? Was it 11? I think it might have been 11. Let's see. Okay, well, that seems to work. As you can see, as soon as I click it, then it powers that up. So going back over here, and we might look at that in just a minute. It's kind of another way of doing the doors, but I don't think I'm going to go that way because it looks like it takes a lot more redstone. Now, what we got in here, now first off, let me go ahead and show you this. First off, what I try to go ahead and do is we have, if y'all remember from the front, we have this dispenser here. And this dispenser, if I can get in, nope, there we go. We got these fire charges. So I had those in there, and I had the same setup over there, but with redstone going to this dispenser, and I was firing it out, but it wasn't doing anything. And it took me a while to figure out what was going on, but apparently these are not the same type of fire charges that the gas fire. So this right here is something that is craftable. So all that does is it just lights things on fire. And that's not quite what I was wanting to do. I mean, I got this, entire setup. I want something, I want to cause some damage, and I'll repair this in a minute. So here's the setup. It's the same thing we did out there, but as you can see, instead of going redstone to here, it is going into another command block. And currently right now I got it set to some coordinates out there, but eventually I'm going to set it to coordinates upstairs in the on the bridge. But I was looking, same thing out there, just looking for that. Apparently right here I need to have it on 2, and it tells you what it's looking for. So it, darn it. Oh, darn it. Darn. Darn it. Hold up. Well, as you can see, all right, I'll tell you what. We'll worry about this later. It's still a little bit buggy, and I'm still trying to figure this all out. But anyways, it's going to this command block, and instead what I'm doing is I'm using what's called the summon command. So what it's doing is it's summoning a fireball, which is a gas fireball, at the coordinates that is, just ahead of this dispenser. And it's going to, once that ball comes out, it is going to move forward at about 2 blocks per second. I think if I'm reading that right, in one direction. Now you can change it to where it can go in any kind of direction, in kind of a diagonal, straight, what have you, just by changing those coordinates. But right now it's going positive along this axis here, which I believe is the x-axis, positive by 2 blocks per second. It doesn't travel downward in either the y or the z axes at all in those 2 directions. So see, I have that as 3. If I go out here to this button here, so this has been kind of buggy. If I click on that, nothing should happen. If I go into here, it says it had the value of 2, but it's expecting 3. So if I go to 2, damn it, what? Hold up, I'll be right back. All right, coming back in. And I think I got it fixed. I had to put in a number of 10 back there, and we'll go back and take a look at that in a minute. But now I should have it. So currently right now it is looking at this space right here, which is occupied by this button, to see if that button will change. And eventually I will change it to a point to where there's a button. I've already set it up in the bridge area. So to where you can press a button, it fires it out. So if I press this button, we're going to see a gas fireball spawn in front of this and travel out and hit that target. So let's go ahead and do that in 3, 2, 1. And there we go. And we can launch as many of these as we want. Now these fireballs, it only destroys certain objects. As you can see, it's doing a pretty good number to this stone here, but it's not touching the clay at all. But that's pretty much what we're wanting. So in all due intents and purposes, that is a firing photon torpedo. Launch it out. There it hits. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but we can just launch it over and over. And because it's summoning, it never runs out of ammo. Now, I don't know if there's any way that I could probably kind of quote unquote limit it, to number of torpedoes, but still, that's pretty cool. So, let's go back and look in. Said I had to put it into 10, but as you can see, it's still having a value of 2, but expect 10. But 10 seems to be working. I don't know how that all works, and I don't know if some of that might be due to any kind of bugs in the system or what have you. But if it works, it works. Added a door here, as y'all can see. It just went ahead and got a little lazy. Just put pressure plates down on that to close off access to that. But these are still the same. We go into the bridge. And eventually I'm going to change it to where when you press this button right here, that will launch the torpedoes. So you stand right there, captain stands there, the person that's in charge of firing the weapons is right here. So when the captain gives the command, fire torpedoes, click and boom, click and boom. So you just go on and on and on and on. And I'm probably going to look at the option of seeing about moving that redstone down into or back into the engineering section again, because of once again, we could probably put something on that to where we could also put it right here if you want. Let me go ahead and repair this nether brick here. I could probably put it on right here just by simply telling it to where I want it to be. If I take this to where it needs redstone, and then if I put a block, I think maybe if I put one over, let's see, there we go. I put one over it. Let's go ahead and give it this. I think that works. So if I have it right there, that's default off. Let's test this out real quick. Once again, it's kind of a way to where you can, turn off the power. Yeah, okay, that's not working. That's what we wanted. So, but if I put it back in the engineering room, you can have it to where whoever the engineer is on duty at that time can manually turn off the controls to the, to weapons. So if I do that now, yep, there it goes. That works. So we could do that. And there's several different ways I could probably do it. I can, so, I could still have it to where this command block is there, and I can close this and have it to where instead of all of this contraption, by pushing the button, it'll temporarily spawn in a redstone block or a redstone torch that can power that, one time. That's an idea. So I'll toy around with it a little bit, kind of off camera. But there we go. We got working photon torpedo launcher now in Minecraft or on the bird of prey. Now, as far as the weapons on the side, I got a couple of ideas of what to do with those, but I'm not 100% positive yet on how I want to deal with it. I do know that I've seen some people in some of their mods where they have taken blocks and been able to spin them, change the rotation. And so if that's so much the case, I could probably, what I would like to do is take a beacon, putting it at the end and having it somehow rotate 90 degrees to where it's pointing out that way, and have it to where the beacon is already on. I don't know if this is possible. I got to look into it, but have it to where it's already on. So, but it only lasts for about a few seconds, so that can kind of give the impression of lasers. There might not be any actual damage, but it'll give the impression of laser beams or what have you. So, and actually investigating, researching how to do this, I found other methods of new ways of manipulating command blocks to do things. And with that, I may be able to probably actually come up with a way to still do it in vanilla Minecraft to get it to where these wings can move in different directions. Using the clone tool, remove tool, and clone tool, where all it is that I'd have to somewhere in this map replicate a portion of this ship, which would probably need to be um, actually, it'd have to almost be this entire section here, but replicate it to where the wings are in a different position. And when you activate it, it will first clear out, activate redstone, it'll clear out all of these blocks, and then it'll activate another command block that will clone the wings in the position that you want it. Now, they're not going to move slowly up and down, but you can click on it, they can move up, into landing position, click on it again, they're in normal flight mode, click on it again, and they're down into attack mode. So I might look into that particular possibility. But I don't know yet. So many different things that I would like to do, but so many of, and also it's kind of limited to how many things why do I have that there? I don't remember why I put that there. Oh, let's go ahead and fix this entry here. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do, but it's coming. I'm coming up with ideas. Oh, I had an extra block in there I really didn't need. But I'm having ideas of what I'm going to do. So, with that being said, I think I'm going to go ahead and call the episode right there. I got a little bit more work, but we got a couple of more redstones. Just in case you're curious about what I was doing on the other side, I'll show y'all real quick, and then we'll end the episode. This is just another method I was looking at on setting up the doors using a test for block command, to where it was test for a pressure plate. So we have a pressure plate on the floor and a test for a pressure plate. And when you walk on the pressure plate, it makes the blocks disappear. When you get off, it brings the blocks back. And I was looking into it, and it works. It definitely works. And I think I can do it with um, fewer command blocks. I mean, I can almost do this with, one, two, three, with only just about 3 blocks if I wanted to. However, though, it's taking up more space, so I'm probably going to just keep it, even though that the method that I've used originally to do the doors takes a lot more command blocks. As we can see over here, it takes far less space. I mean, in all card, it takes the same amount of space this way, but it takes far fewer space going this direction and that direction. So going up. So I'm going to keep it like that. So, but yeah, anyways, so what I'm going to go ahead and do off camera is continue working on this, on the interiors. Now that I got the torpedo launcher, the forward facing torpedo launcher done, I'll probably do a little bit or a lot more work on the torpedo bay to try to get that finished. I'll move this block, or actually just remove this block and have it point to that block up there so you can launch it from the bridge. And that's pretty much about it. Next episode, I don't know what we'll probably be working on. I mean, more interiors, maybe plotting out the bottom, and we still got a lot of more redstone that we're going to try to work on. So we'll probably work on some of that stuff. But yeah, we're going to call it, once again, call it end episode right there. But I also just want to kind of say is that, I've been looking around to try to find places online. I know they're out there, but where you could post world downloads for people to download. I mean, once again, I know they're out there. That's how people get their mods and things. I might look to see about doing that, but in the meantime, if any of y'all are wanting to utilize this, so I'm not going to necessarily claim, you know, ownership of this or what have you, but if y'all need it, feel free to send me a message, through the YouTube account. Send me an email, drop me a link, or drop me an email or something like that, saying, "Hey, I would like to use it. Let me know what you want to use it for," and I could probably email you the world download as is, so y'all can go ahead and kind of look at it, use it in your own maps or what have you. I just probably ask if y'all are going to do anything and release something publicly, at least give credit where credit's due. Just kind of let them know that, hey, B Belt Dan, I made this and so on and so forth. That's all I ask. But yeah, just drop me a link, or drop me an email, let me know that you want it, and I'll get it to y'all that way. But if I do happen to find out a way or a place online where I could go ahead and upload world downloads that y'all can download off of that, I will definitely let y'all know and post links in the descriptions on that, and try to keep this world updated as I go through and make all the additions and everything. So with all that being said, I just want to thank y'all for watching. This is B-Belt Dan. We are building the Burrell class bird of prey in Blender, and I will see you next time in the next episode. Fire. Oh, did I turn it off? I think I turned it off. Oops, yes I did. Let's try that again. I wanted to end the episode in a bang, so to say. Ha ha ha. There we go. Woo, thank you.